As much as I'd love to cliffhanger you, chat, I want to know the answer. Are we going to the playoffs for the first time or not? This could be the final game for Zach LaRue. I need to set up this team to be the strongest they can be. Put Gage back as the backup. He had a little bit more success. Forsling's been serviceable, but nothing special. Brunet's dropped a bit, but he hasn't been terrible. I think we'll leave the defense as it is. And when it comes to the forwards, highest rated players in the best spots, sink or swim. Sink or swim. UC Saros will be in goal. Are we going to miss out on the playoffs on the last day of the season? And if we do, by the way, here's Philip Forsberg's numbers now from his first 3 years in Anaheim. Consistent 30-goal scorer, which is exactly what we're missing. What does Ottawa look like? Also, Matt Duchene's back in Ottawa. Are we going to the playoffs? Game 82. First period, 1-1. Josh Norris, Matt Zuccarello. Ooh, if we don't make the playoffs, we're going to wish that we traded him. Second period, 3-2 Preds. Thomas Chabot scores. Zach LaRue, who was our captain, who will be being bought out in the future, scores, as does Zuccarello again. We have the lead heading into the third. Kukkonen ties it. Boucher gives Ottawa the lead. Power play for the Preds. We got 2 minutes to try and save our season, otherwise we have been sunk by Tyler Boucher. Can I just go on record and say these Sens jerseys are better? Those are the superior jerseys. That is the superior logo. Just wanted to put that out there. All right. Here we go. It's our first real time watching the Preds in action. Our season is on the line. 2.5 minutes to go, down by 1. And there are a lot of players who could be on the way out should this not go our way. Stützle to Järventie, backhand blocked. Gostisbehere kicks it up the wall. Tim Stützle into space. Good blocker stop by Saros. Schunoff to Reed Schaefer. Oscar Olsson to Francesco Pinelli. Can't hold it past Bernard Docker. Kukkonen dumps it in. Schunoff held up. Out on down low. Schunoff comes away with it. Schunoff up ahead. Schunoff, the pass incomplete. Schaefer throws it on. Olesen to Pinelli. Tried to get back to the forehand. Couldn't make it. 90 seconds. Ridley Gregg. In front. Nobody home. Pinelli still out there. Batherson. On the back to Gregg. Batherson, the short side. Doesn't get it. Norris, forehand save. Saros. Olesen. Olesen fires one on. Rebound, kicks up, glove. Save Korpisalo. What a stop by Jonas Korpisalo. Slap shot on, pops up. Backhand. Jesus Christ. And he gets there. Flashing the leather. 1:01 left. We got to call a timeout. We got to pull the goalie. This is it. Ozone draw. Top line out. This is the time. Season on the line. We need to tie it. Empty net. Shane Pinto could be his last game on this team as well. Wins the draw. Ekblad to Mack. Gets hit. Brady Tkachuk. Over the red line. Makes the move. Broken up by Forsling. Evangelista. Across for LaRue. Will it be his last game as a Pred? He has to be bought out. Centering feed broken up. Sanderson, 42 to go. Sanderson takes the hit. Ekblad fends off pressure. Aaron Ekblad to Luke Evangelista. Onside. Pinto. Ekblad throws it on. Blocker save. Korpisalo. Tkachuk. Battled on by LaRue. I'm still fucking pissed he's got to get bought out. Macklin short side. Stopped by Korpisalo. That LaRue buyout's infuriating. I can't believe someone would do that and risk it based on you guys built him up just to throw him away. It's crazy. Pinto can't win the draw against Stützle. Brandstrom, he got wheelered, yeah. 15 seconds left. Kukkonen to Järventie. Misses. 10 seconds. Forsling for Pinelli. Has to cut back. Pinelli, it's too little, too late. And the Predators will fail to make the playoffs on the last day of the season. Chat, yeah, Wheels, I really can't believe Chat would do it, because when Chat builds up a player and rallies around a player, remember Cardwall? You know? If it's a player that I memed to death, sure. But it was a player that you guys built up. We tried, but it wasn't enough. No playoffs for us. And now we have to deal with whatever comes next. Game 82. We end up missing the playoffs by 3 points. So I don't think it would have mattered anyway. Our season is done. We'll take a look at the final numbers. Obviously, we'll see how the playoffs go. Zuccarello was our leading scorer. Evangelista's not a 1C. He's not. Pinto's not a 1C. You could argue maybe try to keep him as a 2C. I know Macklin's 20 years old, but what the hell are we going to do with this kid? LaRue is gone. Svechkov is solid. He outplayed Pinelli. Pinelli's gone. Olesen's a strong third liner. Kamel is being wasted on the fourth line. He is. Like, he has to be third liner or we have to trade him. Reed Schaefer's not good enough to be a third liner. He's not. He's back down to fourth line. He was third line, I thought. He's probably gone if he still has decent value left. He's not bad for a fourth liner, but we can find someone else who isn't a medium top 6 potential at 23. Nolan Burke was actually okay from a point production standpoint on the fourth line. Jeff Carter had the 1 goal. Tyler Peddle at least wasn't a detriment when he got to play this year. Ekblad, pretty good first year of the contract. Gostis Bear's deal is up. Lashunov was okay. Gustav Forsling, our deadline pickup, was okay. He was abysmal on Anaheim. Absolutely abysmal. Olsen disappointed. Brunet. Yeah. Would a Nihao be wasting points? Given that it's a suspension, if I'm not mistaken. Actually, in fairness, it's a buyout. Yeah, I would say wait until the re-sign phase. I'd say wait until the re-sign phase if you're going to use one. UC Saros had his worst season to date with us. He gets back up to a 9-10 or so, we probably make the playoffs. And, yeah, UC's not going anywhere. UC Saros, until there's 3 years left on his deal, has a no-movement clause. So that's a rough time. Around the league, Austin Matthews led the way. Bedard, Ovechkin, LaPierre, and McKinnon all hitting the 100-point mark. Austin Matthews had 80 goals, by the way. 50, 50, 50, 80. Shot 19% on 410 shots. That's insane. Connor Bedard, 67 goals. Ovi still put up 60 at age 41. He had Pasta, Kaprizov, and Hughes over 50. That's insane. Assist leader with 89, Hendrix Lapierre. Defensive leader, 99 points for Dougie. Sandin was up there. McAvoy, Fox as well. Makar, also over a point per game. Top goal scorer with 29, Dougie Hamilton. Kemper again, the winningest goaltender. Shutout leader with 9 was Stuart Skinner. Save percentage king amongst starters, Chris Dreger. Stuart Skinner probably wins the Vezina. Rookie of the year probably ends up being Noah Ostland. There's also a real shout from Matvei Michkov. There's a plus 16 in Arizona. I honestly would expect it to give it to Michkov. But maybe because it's a positive, it gives it to Diamore. Or Damore, perhaps. That's our season done. In terms of production, do you test to see, okay, this guy's producing too high, is mostly perfect at the top? I mean, it's just the EA system. It's just you're going to have weird fucking results if you try to do anything. I mean, EA gets weird results with their rosters, so... It's like, well, you can handicap a guy intentionally, or you can just be like, well, it's a bit too much, but at least they're leading the way in terms of points. Okay, I read that question wrong. JD, I don't know if we would still be on the hook for the Forsberg buyout. The Milwaukee Admirals, defending Calder Cup champions, take on the Chicago Wolves. Yeah, AJ, exactly. There's too much randomness. Matthew Wood gets hurt. There's way too much randomness to ever perfect and have franchise mode perfectly replicate the modern NHL. It's just... You can get it on occasion, but if someone can find the formula to have it be perfect year in, year out, I'd love to meet that person and shake their hand. As we've lost 3 games in a row, and the Chicago Wolves down 2-0, win 4 straight to end the title defense of the Milwaukee Admirals. This has just been a rough season across the board, hasn't it? Roman Yossi's Admirals make the playoffs, only to fall in round number 1. Damn it. Let's see who wins the cup. Will it be Washington again? No, it will not. The Seattle Kraken win the Stanley Cup, and the Lehigh Valley Phantoms, who fell in the Calder Cup final last year, win this year. Endo Mills, what's up? I'm always going to call you Endo Mills. It was 6 games over Pittsburgh. And Lehigh Valley is sweeping the Ontario Reign. Let's see how the... Actually, I wanted to look at Seattle. I don't think I looked... Did I look at Washington's full roster last year? I don't remember. I think I did. Seattle, led by Arvidsson, who we almost traded for. Burakovsky, Riker Evans. And in goal... That's right, they did have Malkin. We did look. Casey DeSmith. The key to success, find former Penguins, apparently. As the Kraken win their second cup in 5 years. Austin Matthews wins the Art Ross, as well as the Hart Trophy. Dougie Hamilton, his second Norris in 3 seasons. Bedard wins the Bing. Matvei Michkov won the Calder because of that plus-minus. Had a feeling. Victor Arvidsson, Conn Smythe winner. Stuart Skinner does win the Vezina. Potter in Minnesota. Selke Award to Connor Bedard. Austin Matthews, the Ted Lindsay, and the Rocket Richard to Austin Matthews. In the AHL, I don't know what Walker that is. I think I do, but I don't. But he scored the most points. Patrick Kane was league MVP for the Coachella Valley Firebirds. Alex Zetterberg scored the most goals. Theo Lindstein was the top rookie. Svozil, top defenseman. Eustace Anuin, the top goaltender, and the MVP of the playoffs, Matthias, I don't remember which, Laferriere. So, there you go. Draft lottery is next. We know we don't have high odds. Not at all. And indeed, we will have the 15th overall pick. Chicago retains the #1 spot. In terms of retirements, Alexander Ovechkin, Sidney Crosby, Patrick Kane, John Tavares, Jeff Carter, among others, all retire. Ovi with 1,088 goals in his career. AGM pick means that the computer picks for me. Damn. Defensively, Erik Karlsson's gone. Brent Burns, Chris Letang, Drew Doughty. Whew. And in goal, Marc-Andre Fleury at 42. Cam Talbot, among others. We lost Carter, Vlasic, and Ekholm as depth options. So... as Kadri, Doughty, Karlsson, and Ovechkin all become coaches. Jesus. All right, then. And we head to the draft. Before that, Pinto. I can't give Shane Pinto $7 million. I can negotiate a bit, but I can't give Shane Pinto $7 million. Forsling doesn't want to come back. Ghost's contract is up. He's looking for, at least a decent chunk. Zook would be willing to come back, but I don't know if I'm willing to keep him. Pinelli only wants $2 million, but... okay. To the draft we go. Rangers, Kings, both looking to deal their top few picks. As Effects utilizes a Yakupov, meaning we'll have to take whoever the top-rated person is according to Central Scouting whenever we make our selection. All these guys at the top are NHL ready. We might as well take a look at the Rangers and the Kings. Los Angeles has 3 first-round picks. They are not willing to trade the third. The Rangers are not willing to trade the second. Is there anybody... remember when he had Trevor Long as immediately? I do. I give them shit about that to this day. Lefty Damian Rawlings. Pick number 11. We could land that guy. It would be pretty nice. Someone like Turakov, but he's a bit more of an unsure thing. Also, Jesus Iverson. That 11th pick needs to be our target. And unfortunately, Columbus doesn't want to move it. They will trade it to us. A first, a third, and Dag or Pinto and Veilleux. Now, obviously, we want to move Pinto anyway. Having to give up Philippe Veilleux to do it is not ideal. But giving up Veilleux to get an NHL-ready defenseman who might have an X factor is probably worth it. Especially since we're not keeping Pinto. The question is, what can we get for Pinto on his own? Can't take that trade. Can't take that trade. An expiring Stamkos. Damon Severson, Scott Laughton in the 5th, but Lawton's on an expiring deal. The 30th pick from Dallas. Yeah, but there's a second in there. Lawton's better than Kucherov, though. In some ways, he is. The 12th overall pick from the Panthers. Fuck! The problem is the AI so infrequently are willing to move what you needed to, but the Panthers willing to give up the 12th pick for him outright would be amazing. The problem is that would count as my trade up. The guy's ranked 11th, and the Yakupov is active. Fuck. So it's clear we can get a decent return for Pinto as it is. And again, we have the 15th pick in the draft. If we don't want to trade up to one of the top 5, that guy is silver, make it snappy. It's Rawlings projected at 11th. 12th is a goalie, a 19-year-old goalie, Jeffrey Sturbach, at 12. That guy better be Martin Brodeur. What the hell? Dude, I'm intrigued in that just because when the hell's the last time you saw a goalie ranked 12th? Unconfirmed edges on that guy. This guy's got silver seeing eye, but is only a medium 4. What does Florida want for that 12th pick? Evangelista, a 3rd, and Dag. Pinto, a 4th, and Dag. I can't send them LaRue. Only one unscouted, which isn't good. Oh, for sure. The thing is, it's only intriguing because of what the hell's going on. I need to see if Vegas or Philadelphia is willing to trade their pick in the top 5 just for due diligence. Shunoff, Evangelista, and 2/3 for the 5th overall pick. Damn. Evangelista and a 3rd for the 5th overall pick, which is presumably Jerry Froats. Straight A's, NHL ready, has quick pick and tape to tape. His gold being quick pick scares me. There's a reality where we could trade for Jerry Froats. There's a reality where we could trade for Damian Rawlings for less value than Froats. I mean, again, he's an NHL-ready defenseman. Unconfirmed quick pick, but he does have at least 2 silvers. And then the Sturback, who I don't disagree, could end up being amazing. But man, that's a huge goddamn risk when we already have UC Saros. I mean, he'd be the successor. I mean, the play is either one of those two, or we trade up into the top 5. Apparently, Turakov's almost NHL ready as well. Again, we have the 15th pick, which would be Wyatt Hamonic, who has Seeing Eye, Silver Seeing Eye, but we need to aim higher than that. Evangelist is 25. He is a very good second-line winger. The question is, what the hell is he going to want after next season? And we have another buyout on the fucking horizon, so we have to be very careful cap-wise. Jerry Froats for Evangelista. Froats on the left. It hurts us pretty badly on the right. It would mean Kamel probably stays. Again, LaRue's got to get bought out. With LaRue getting bought out, the fact I could swap a decent right wing for a potentially better left wing, but the problem is Evangelista's already solid. But I feel like you can sign someone like Evangelista every year. The fact that we, honestly, I think Ketcher's buyout of LaRue fucked you guys, because I get that you want the goalie, but given that I have to buy out Zach LaRue, I need a dynamite left wing, and I have a chance to get him. So I'm sorry, but I think the LaRue buyout means I'm probably going with that left wing at 5. I need a franchise level left wing. And at least on the right, I would still have Kamel and Olesen in the top 6 who could break out. And the left side next year, I have no idea who else. Like, we have nobody on the left wing side. Name your price. And the Kings fucked it for me. They take Jerry Froats 2 spots early. But so who does that make available at 5 then? So it's either going to be the left D, Ryder Howe, or center Jonathan Clausen that's available to us. Ryder Howe has in reverse. I don't think Ryder Howe is any better than that left defenseman later on. Clausen, straight A's, has no X factors. So we're not trading up for that top 5 pick anymore. At least I don't think. I'd need Howe to fall to 5. He does have some, he does have some good abilities, but I don't think he has the abilities that will result in him being a dynamite point producer. Oh, that's right. That's fair about Clausen. I mean, he could, but we can't really take that risk. Let's see who goes 4th. Ryder Howe goes 4th. So if we make this trade, Macklin, that's center, and Svechkov. Callum Ritchie's about ready to go, though. So if we don't take that center, it would be Macklin, Svechkov, and Ritchie down the middle next season after we move on from Pinto and Pinelli. That's not bad. Unless we want Macklin on the wing to replace LaRue. And then it would still be like Svechkov, Ritchie, and then some of the younger guys. I want to see if Philly's still open to trading that pick. I need to see if Philly's still open to trading that pick. Evangelista in 2/3. But man, losing Luke Evangelista hurts that right side so much. I don't know if I can do it. Like, that's the thing. We'll get one good player, but then create a hole elsewhere. That's the problem. We're just trading one sore spot for another. I mean, yeah, it is basically Evangelista and LaRue for the 5th. That hurts too much. So that opens up Columbus at 11 or Florida at 12. Either one of, and we're only allowed to get one of these guys. They'd both be considered a trade up. And we're only allowed one trade up per draft. So it might come down to whether or not the AI does anything weird. And they already have in this draft. Philly at number 5 takes Clausen. Tampa, Kolamainen. Buffalo, Gagne. Calgary, Savage. Carolina, Martinook. It's Columbus and Florida. I'll look at Columbus first. Pinto and Veilleux. Pinto has to go anyway. I really don't want to get rid of Veilleux. A first next year. A 3rd and Dig. I can't give up that first next year because we could be a lottery team. Like a really high up lottery team. So for Columbus, it would be Pinto and Veilleux for the defender. Florida at 12. We can't trade LaRue. So Florida would be Pinto, a 4th, and Daig for the goalie. Pinto's gone no matter what. It's either Veilleux for the defender or a 4th and Daig for the goalie. And obviously I'd much rather give up a 4th and Daig, but we need the defender more, but then we have to give up Veilleux. And I mean, again, if we look at our centers, Pinto, Pinelli are gone. We do technically have Svechkov, Ritchie, Wood. There might be enough center depth to move on from Veilleux. It makes more sense to get the defender than it does the goalie. It makes way more sense to get the fucking defender. This guy could have gone top 5. And the fact he fell to us. Downtown, what's going on? But there is just something intriguing about Sturback where it's like, how the hell are you ranked 12th? It doesn't make sense. At all. How? He's an overager. I agree with 12. We give up less. We're going to see who Anaheim takes at 10. If it's either of them, then it makes our decision for us. I'm kind of hoping Anaheim takes one of them. And they did not. It is true at 15 we could land Wyatt Hammond. It can kind of do the best of both worlds. It's just Sturback is the fucking mystery box. Yeah, Turikov probably won't be available at 15. Garlock has quick draw. Goalies are such fucking voodoo in this game, but every single franchise, there is a generated goalie who is a great overall who actually fucking plays like it. It's either we're getting Rawlings and Hamonic in this draft or Sturback and Hamonic. But every single time, there ends up being that one goalie that dominates. But at the end of the day, one more look. One more look with Columbus. It'd be Pinto and Veilleux. Pinto and Veilleux to Columbus for the 11th overall pick. That is our one trade up. Pinto had to go anyway. Rawlings is the next highest ranked player on the board as of the Yakupov. Damian Rawlings is the pick. Damian Rawlings is the pick. I am very intrigued by that goalie, but the Florida Panthers will get the mystery box. And by some miracle, yeah, I hope the goalie falls, but I'm not allowed to trade up again. But Damian Rawlings is our guy. His role is minor league top 6, but it is showing up with him having those X factors, so we'll see. We'll see. I had no choice. I mean, given the decisions you guys have made in the past and the defenders it's cost me, the high-level players it's cost me, I don't have room for fun picks right now. I have to actually try to keep this team in a somewhat decent spot. So, you only left me with so much of a choice. So we do have another first. That's 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Holy shit, we ended up with way too many picks. How the hell did I end up with this many picks? It's 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I need to get the hell out of this draft. You could argue this counts as a trade down, but I would disagree. Something just Photoshop my face onto Kyle Dubas. That is the way. Honestly, that third round pick next year from the Coyotes. 2 7s for a third rounder is pretty much a no-brainer, huh? Trade down in the same draft. I feel like it has to be trade down in the same draft, yeah. Because I won't know who's on the board. So we won't look a gift horse in the mouth here. We'll go ahead and take a third round pick from the Coyotes for 2 7s. So that's 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. I still need to get rid of these bottom 3 picks if possible, because we have too many picks. And there are situations where I can take on expiring contracts. And that is probably what I'm going to have to do. We'll take Tampa's 3rd next year for a 5th and a 6th. And then we still have to get rid of this 5th rounder. Honestly, a 3rd rounder for St. Louis, that makes no sense for the AI. You're right, it doesn't. But at this point, I don't care. That's the problem. At this point, I don't care. They're the ones that offered it. Blame EA. They're the ones that offered it. And indeed, Sturback went to Florida. We'll take on Jordan Binnington's expiring contracts for an extra 3rd next year. Thank you very much. So yeah, we don't have a 2nd next year. We do have a bunch of 3rds. It'll give us opportunities to maybe move up a little bit. They immediately have Sturback on the block. He's listed as an other goalie. Interesting. So from there, we're not allowed to trade up again. That includes for that prospect. We're not circumnavigating it that way. Circumventing. We're not going around the fucking earth for this shit. So we do have the 15th pick coming up. I think it makes a lot of sense to shop said pick just to see. Again, the Severson, Lawton, and a 5th. H. Schmidt, 2 seconds. Pajot. I mean, it looks like we're making this choice. We have Gabriel Daigle in the system. Donald's contract was expiring. Pick up like Connor Sherry, Kasperi Kapanen. The expiring deals of Gerard Niafalo, Shea, Holmberg, and Montembeault. I don't really want to take on contracts like that right now. No real point in doing that. Vinny, Alexander, and then obviously Binnington we're just going to drop. So goalie-wise, I think we're good. Defensively, there's nobody who immediately needs to be moved. We could shop Shane Gostisbehere's rights, but we're not going to get anybody major for him. Same for Gustav Forsling. Nobody wants him. And of course, we end up with Rawlings. Evangelista can stay for now. There's no way Matt Zuccarello's coming back. If I can get anything for him, I should. I can't. I shouldn't say there's no way, but he would be back as a left wing. Because again, we have to buy out LaRue. Let Washington make their pick here. Actually, we'll just go to the 15th pick. And it's got to be one of these options. Hamonic, Garlock. Bryant Price is about 2 years out. Can I turn off Fog of War to see what's going on with the goalie? I might. Wyatt Hamonic is definitely our pick here, but let's call our timeouts. Saudi Mills with the 10. I didn't even read what the hell the full message was. Endo, what the hell do you want me to do? It went by too fast. Someone who loves to find technicalities. Is it trading up if you retain that round's pick? I feel like if your first rounder was involved in trading up. It's still trading up, yeah. He wants the Golar. I'm not trading for the Golar. I will investigate. I will turn off Fog of War for long enough to see what the hell he is after the draft. I will at least see what the hell they want for him. Yeah, that can fuck right off. He might be pretty damn valuable if they want a medium elite goalie in Lashunov. Or a defenseman, not goaltender. So he might be pretty valuable indeed. And defensively, Aussie brings in the AGM pick, so I'm not allowed to pick our next option, which means I better fucking help. Don't you good-day me after doing that bullshit. Piss off. Piss off with that. All right. Again, Zook, there wasn't anything great. Left wing, LaRue's got to go. Reed Schaefer's just not going to cut it. Can I get anything for him to salvage this? Another third rounder next year and a dude named Webb. What year? 2027. Flip him for DeMaio. I mean, with Schaefer, it's tough to say. A second round pick. Take on some scrub. But the Kings are offering a second round pick next year. I think we'll have to take that deal with the Kings. I mean, granted, we could get someone like Olivara, but I think I'd rather have the second round pick. There are players like Danielson, DeFazio, but even Sam Dickinson. I think I want that second round pick. We'll take the deal with Los Angeles. Second round pick next year and some dude just to get Reed Schaefer out of here. He had to go. He wasn't cutting it. Francesco Pinelli also has to go. Straight up deal for Roger McQueen. DeMaio in a third. Outright for that Volchenkov guy from Dallas. Problem is, a lot of these guys, we don't know how good they are. Well, that's certainly enticing. The problem is they want a third-round pick. Fuck. I would say, I mean, no, I'm only allowed to do the trade finder. It's so close to being worth it for us, too. Sam Honzik in a third next year. Wozniak straight up. Damn it. Hawkins. I mean, Pinelli has to go for something. I just don't know what. And again, we're not allowed to trade up again in this draft. We just got to take what we can get for him. I got to try to look at some of these prospects just to see if we know anything about them. No, Sanchez isn't that hot. There's Forsberg out there, Varlamov. DeMaio, not looking too good. Better way to do this will be to sort by role. Any prospects out there who are looking somewhat okay? Minor league scoring forward. Oh my God. Valeri Volchenkov on Dallas could be very much worth getting. Quentin Musty is in the same category, but he's 21. That Volchenkov guy, if we can find a way to spin acquiring that player, that is 100% worth it. Honzik's minor league checking for it, but he's 22, so he's out. I think we have a target on Detroit. I think we do. Dickinson, minor league top 4, but he's 21. If we can make that work, or even Maxim Massey on Winnipeg. Check that guy on Los Angeles. If you're talking about like Oljevich, we don't know for sure about his potential. I think he meant Dallas. Yeah, whatever. It's 3 a.m. I misspeak. This happens. All right. So, what the hell are you talking about? Elite guy on Los Angeles. There wasn't an elite guy. Oh, you were talking Jorgensen. He's 20 years old and an other forward, so his overall sucks. He might actually have a good potential, but yeah, not so much. Durkot would be a good fit. So I've heard. What would they want for Volchenkov? Svechkov and Dag, Gulyayev and Dag, Pinelli. Yes. Pinelli for Volchenkov, 1-for-1. GG's. GG's. We had to get rid of Pinelli anyway. That worked out tremendously. That worked out tremendously. So down the middle, Macklin, Svechkov, Ritchie, Wood. We're looking okay in that regard. I don't think there's anyone else to inherently immediately get rid of. Knowing that we have to buy out LaRue fucking sucks. All right. It's an AGM pick. I need to hope like hell that the assistant GM takes Hamonic because he's the best player left. For the love of God, don't screw me on this. Ozzy, you fuck. Oh! Look, there's a chance Garlock will still be good, man, but I needed the defenseman so much more than the fucking forward. Oh my god, of course the GM took the fucking forward. We even had the defenseman pinned as the player to get. Now, apparently he is a center with quick draw, which is nice, but again, it's not what the hell I needed. So who knows, maybe it worked out for the best and I was saved from myself, but it doesn't fucking feel like it. Fuck. Well, now it's a damn good thing I took that defenseman, isn't it? If I took that goalie instead, thank God I took that defenseman. Jesus. Really quickly, Quentin Musty. If I wanted to move on from Joakim Kamel, now would be the time. It's not worth it to me, though. Winnipeg had Massey, Massey, Lashunov 1-for-1. That's not going to happen. Okay, so we are done in the first round. We can no longer trade up. Our trade down is still available. And so far, we have Garlock at center. And the defenseman in Rawlings. I forget what side. There was a faster way to do this, but whatever. Rawlings as a left defenseman.